Frage Nummer 5. Wer sollte sich in einer Ehe oder in einer Partnerschaft um die Kinder kümmern?
Achte auf
Subordinating Conjunctions
Possessive Adjectives.
und Passiv.
Hier sind einige Ideen.
Natürlich sollten beide Partner gleich viel in der Erziehung ihrer Kinder involviert sein. Jedoch ist das in der Realität nicht immer machbar, weil ein Elternteil zum Beispiel mehr als der andere arbeitet und somit weniger Zeit für sein Kind oder seine Kinder hat.
Meiner Meinung nach muss darauf geachtet werden, dass sich kein Partner in der Erziehung der Kinder alleingelassen fühlt, da das zu Konflikten führen kann. Außerdem sollte vermieden werden, dass das Kind das Gefühl bekommt, zu wenig mit seinem Vater oder seiner Mutter zu unternehmen.
In einer Studie wurde bewiesen, dass es nicht auf die Menge der Zeit ankommt, die ein Kind mit seinen Eltern verbringt, sondern darauf, eine schöne Zeit miteinander zu haben. So we asked you to listen out for subordinating conjunctions, and hopefully you spotted weil and das and da, the three in this little block which we've written in italics. And you'll notice that, of course, these send the verb to the end. And just a quick note, although we have mentioned this before, remember when you have two verbs, one of which is conjugated and one of which is, let's say, an infinitive, or it could be a past participle. If this is in a subordinate clause, as in the last example here, da das zu Konflikten führen kann, then you put your conjugated verb at the end, and the other verb will be directly before it. So we have our infinitive führen, and then we have the conjugated verb. Also, we had possessive adjectives in lots of different flavors here. We had dass beide Partner gleich viel in der Erziehung ihrer Kinder involviert sein. So the ihrer here is their, or in fact of their, because it's a genitive. So in der Erziehung ihrer Kinder means in the raising of their children. We also had the possessives which follow on from ein Elternteil, which is in itself is a very important piece of vocabulary for this topic, meaning parent, as one of the parents. And it's strange because normally you make a plural form of a noun shorter to get the singular, so you'd think you need to take something off Eltern to make the singular, but in fact with this word the singular form is longer than the plural. And so if you're talking about one parent, it's always ein Elternteil, and the word for his or her, I suppose we'd have to use in English, is always going to be sein, because Elternteil is masculine. We also have meiner Meinung nach, again a set phrase for most people, and the meiner's in the dative here because of its in coordination with the preposition nach, which always has the dative. And similarly in the last sentence, die Zeit, die ein Kind mit seinen Eltern verbringt, again dative and plural. Some lovely versions or idiomatic uses of the passive we had here. Muss darauf geachtet werden, dass. This is pretty much a set phrase which you can use anywhere. So es muss darauf geachtet werden, dass. You must pay attention to the fact that. Again, another set phrase, außerdem sollte vermieden werden, dass. In addition, you should avoid doing such and such a thing, but in German it's going to be in a passive rather than an active construction. And in einer Studie wurde bewiesen, dass, and this obviously is quoting a study that you've read, so you could also you could also perhaps change this slightly. In einem Artikel wurde geschrieben, dass, and lots of expressions like that. In English we would probably say you'd have to add the word it here, so in a study it was proven that. But take all of those or one of those as a set phrase and try to put it into your work. It will give it a much better idiomatic flavour.